Ivan Stupak, a former spy and a secret agent that always tell me during an interview that he is not a spy and not an agent. Okay, I understand that. That's an occupational hazard. Hello, Ivan.
Hi, glad to see you.
It's glad to see you too. I hope you heard what happened in Baltic Sea and will happen again. This is Russian sabotage
Yeah.
strategy. That's what it is. What do we do about it as a European family?
Okay, so we have to understand it's not happened for a first time, it's not happened for a second time, it's happened for a third, and it will happen in the nearest future because it's a classic strategy of Russia Federation, and I will tell you more. It's a classic strategy of Soviet Union saboteur operations. Okay, maybe in Soviet time there weren't some optic wires located on sea bottom, but nevertheless they tried and they operated with the same level of saboteur operation. So what we have to do in this particular case, from my point of view, every country which are located in next to Baltic Sea, I mean Finland, Norway, Baltic countries, etc., they have to create or establish some special rules for these countries, and also how to contract on these saboteur operations, and as a punishment, when, for example, this kind of operation has happened or conducted, and law enforcement agencies, doesn't matter, Finland or Norway or Estonian, they capture this vessel and detain the command or crew, and as an act of punishment, they should be established that vessel should be sold on auction
Right,
as a result of judgment.
right.
Judgment.
As a repairing cost for the fiber cable that they damaged.
Yeah,
Right.
and one more point. There are not so much of vessels which Russia Federation could
Use on
operate.
that, right.
One vessels which should be sold, second, third, and they run out.
So are you telling me that I imagine I heard they just a couple of vessels were stopped and the investigation is underway. I don't know what happened to that very moment, but we say that if a ship that was damaging the cable, we caught it. So is it legal that we just, what do we do with it? We sell it? What do we do with the crew? What do we do with the people? I mean, if
Okay,
this is Russian flag, we understand that these are enemies, or at least not obvious enemies, but saboteurs. But if this is, I don't know, a Panama flag or whatever, any country's flag.
I do agree with you. Look, but there should be conducted an investigation, and the
Right.
interrogation should be also conducted to
Okay.
understand
Okay.
who is friend, who is foe, friend of foe.
Right.
One more, to understand what were intentions of, for example, captain and or his crew. What about strange persons on this vessel who run this vessel, for example? So every condition should be studied, and this the option for or way for judge to decide whether they're guilty or not guilty. And also from my side, this vessel should be sold on an auction.
Yeah. I mean, that makes it two of us because the reason I'm smiling because I'm pleased. I will be pleased. I would be pleased if I will see a Russian vessel that is sold and the money would go to Latvia or to Estonia. Well, that Latvian cable was my native Latvia, and they just broke that cable and damaged it. But it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. Do you see what is going on? Because Russia is like, it's an imperial playground of Russia, the Baltic Sea. That's what it is. And they do whatever they want, and they say, no, that's not us. And Europe is like, but maybe that's not Russia. All right, then who then? But I mean, how we can push the system? I'm just speculating here. How can push the Europe system, the legislative system, the not just the legislation, but actual the law enforcers, to the very core of the fact that Russia is already an enemy.
Okay, you've got a point. Look, as we told with you before, some months ago, we described that, unfortunately, the dictatorship regimes are more effective rather than
right.
democratic regimes, because democratic government, because democratic government, they have to conduct election campaign, they have to pay
Right.
attention.
All the
Mass
mayhem.
media, they have to
Right.
pay attention
Yes.
on opposition parties, they have to pay attention on public opinion surveys, etc., etc. What about dictatorship regimes?
Nothing.
I mean, Vladimir Putin, Lukashenko,
sure.
Kim Chen In, they pay attention only on their own ego. So what do I want to do? That's only matter. In the everything doesn't matter at all. So from my side, I think for example, Finland, Norway, Estonian governments, they should be more decisive, and law enforcement agencies should be also more decisive investigating such kind of saboteur operation. And maybe I'm not familiar with local judgment tradition or law enforcement investigation tradition, but I think they should be revised and updated, maybe in the term of more severe punishment for such kind of saboteur operation.
Well, this is I was obviously sorry for that, but I was obviously pushing you to that point, so it is clear for the audience that the legislation has to be changed, so to let the law enforcers act accordingly what is going on, because what is going on is a sabotage.
Yeah, 100%. And I think it's also comes from high-ranked politics. So they have to admit, we are dealing with Russian secret saboteur operation. We are dealing with former KGB agents, lots of agents, KGB agents in the Russian government.
Yeah.
If my memory serves me well, about 52% of all high-ranking officials in Russia Federation, they are directly or indirectly connected with or KGB or Soviet KGB or Federal Security Service of Russia Federation. So it's extremely large number of spies in Russian government.
Well, that makes all these secret operations not too secret for us. So that much is clear. Ivan, thank you so very much for commenting on what's going on. Let's see what is going to happen in the nearest future and get connected and discuss that. Thank you so very much.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.